Good morning, class. Let's all get settled in because today we're going to be talking about a circadian rhythm. So, class, today we must first ask ourselves, what is a circadian rhythm? Well, it's roughly a 24-hour cycle in the physiological processes of living beings, and this is not just humans, it includes plants, other animals, fungi, and bacteria. The circadian rhythm is modified by external and internal cues, but right now we're going to focus on external, which is why we're here outside. The external cues that modify the circadian rhythm are things such as sunlight and temperature. Now that we're outside, we can see the plants that are modified by the circadian rhythm. What the circadian rhythm does for plants is it monitors behaviors such as leaf movement, growth, germination, gas exchange, enzyme activity, photosynthetic activity, and fragrance emissions, among others. Light is the main thing that influences circadian rhythms because it turns on or off genes that controls an organism's internal clock. To give a real-world example, it's really hard for people who work a third or a night shift to get acclimated to the circadian rhythm of their body being changed. This is because they are working and awake when it's dark and sleeping when it's light outside. We must understand that circadian rhythms and biological clocks are not the same things because our biological clocks actually drive our circadian rhythm. The biological clock contains about 20,000 nerve cells and is located in the hypothalamus, which is an area of the brain just above where the optic nerves from the eyes cross. The biological clock controls the production of melatonin, which is a hormone that makes you sleepy. Since the nerves are located just above the optic nerves, which relays information from the eyes to the brain, they receive information about incoming light. When there's less light, like at night, the nerves tell the brain to make more melatonin, and so you get drowsy. This is why the circadian rhythm is important in determining human sleep patterns. As I said before, it's not only external cues that influence the circadian rhythm, but also internal ones. And these internal ones are so important that the circadian rhythm would persist even in the absence of the external cues. The internal cues include things like genes, because this 24-hour cycle has survived all throughout evolution. Internal cues are so important because they control patterns of brainwave activity, hormone production and release, cell regeneration, and other biological activities. Plus, they influence sleep-wake cycles, body temperature, and other important bodily functions. Learning more about the genes responsible for circadian rhythms also helps scientists understand the human body and biological systems. So what happens when a person has an abnormal circadian rhythm? Well, they could be diagnosed with diabetes, obesity, depression, bipolar disorder, or seasonal affective disorder. Understanding more about the biological clock and circadian rhythm can lead researchers to find treatments for sleep disorders such as insomnia, jet lag, and other health problems.
Created using Powtoon.